The short answer to the title of this video is yes, it's highly probable that I will not be able to create at least as much content on the channel as I currently do. Before I get into the reasons why, I just want to clarify that it's not down to lack of creativity, lack of motivation, boredom, or wanting to do something else. I would rather do this than anything else in the entire world. Unfortunately, the way circumstances are at the moment and the way the situation is, it's just not viable for me to survive while only doing this. It's unfortunate that the world doesn't revolve around happiness, because believe me, if it did, I would be one of the richest people in the world. It does, however, revolve around money. For those of you that don't know, I know most of you do, but for those of you that don't, YouTube content creators get paid to make their content via the advertisements that either play before, during, or after one of their videos. Without that money coming in, YouTube creators wouldn't be able to create as much content, at least, as we currently do. YouTube would be a very different place. Certainly wouldn't be that many people that do daily content, because all of those people would need a full-time job out in the real world in order to just survive, to buy things like food, water, electricity, a roof over their head, medicine. And it's unfortunate that the world works that way, but it just does. I need money in order to survive, and due to some reasons that I'm going to state in a moment, I am not making enough money to be able to support myself by only doing this. And only since relatively recently has this become a real problem for me. Now, don't get me wrong, this channel does not earn, and never has earned, thousands and thousands of pounds or dollars a month like these big channels. This channel only has ever just scraped by, earning less than minimum wage here in the UK. I survive on, but I do it because I enjoy it, and I was earning just enough in order for me to live. There are four main areas, or bullet points if you like, that I've selected, which has made this situation arise, at least for me. The first one being the most recent one, the advertising boycott that YouTube has been under fire for recently. For those of you that don't know, about a month ago, some big companies like Apple, McDonald's, Coke, Pepsi, General Motors, and hundreds more decided to pull their ads away from the website entirely because of a couple of newspaper articles that found a couple of racist videos or a couple of non-advertiser friendly videos. And instead of the companies just taking the ads off those 4 or 5 or 10 videos, they decided to pull their ads from the site altogether. To put that into perspective, let's say that there are 100 companies that advertise on YouTube, and there are 100 channels on YouTube. That would mean that on average, each channel, every time they put a video out, would get one ad placed on it, because there's 100 advertisers and 100 channels. Then let's say that 80 of those companies that were advertising left the site. That would leave 20 adverts and 100 channels, meaning only one in 5 of those channels would get an advertisement placed on their video. That's not too far off, it feels like, what's going on here. There's not enough ads to go across all of the channels, meaning that everybody has taken a dramatic loss in revenue. For me, it's around 70 to 80% loss, or down, not loss, 70 or 80% down to what it was like before this ad boycott. That's the biggest reason, and the most recent one. The second major reason happened a few months ago. It was when YouTube decided to split YouTube up into 2 separate websites. And I bet you didn't even know this. There's youtube.com and there's youtube.com/gaming. And when this happened, they moved all gaming channels like myself and gaming content onto YouTube Gaming, and no longer promoted gaming videos on the main YouTube platform. Sure, you can still search my name in normal YouTube and my channel will come up, and you can still watch my videos on normal YouTube like most of you are right now, but they no longer push or promote it on the main website. Gaming content doesn't come up in the recommended tab down the side of the page at least as much anymore. It doesn't get promoted on the main homepage at least as much anymore. It prefers to promote shows like the Ellen DeGeneres show or the Jimmy Kimmel show, TV shows and stuff like that. Over on youtube.com/gaming, that's where they push the content, but nobody knows about it. I don't use YouTube Gaming. I bet none of you guys, at least most of you guys, don't use YouTube Gaming. I bet most of you guys didn't even know that that even existed. That obviously instantly had an impact on my channel, because not as many people were able to find my channel anymore or find my videos because they just weren't coming up. The third reason is my own fault. It's the way that I run my channel, and it's the way that I record my videos. I'm still playing the YouTube game, if you like, how it was 3 or 4 years ago. A time before you didn't have to put half-naked pictures of women in your thumbnails to make people click on them. A time before you had to put a clickbaity title, such as this title on this video, in order to force people to watch it. A time before you had to get into fights with other YouTubers and cause drama in order to gain publicity. And that's probably the worst one. If I did get into fights with other YouTubers, if I did talk about controversial topics or have controversial opinions, I would get on these big drama shows and I would have my name more out there, pulling a bigger audience in to watch more of my videos. But that's not the way I work. That's not the person that I am. It's not the way that I want to record videos, so I don't. However, that has now harmed my channel and harmed my revenue because I don't get as many views as if I would if I was talking about getting into a fight with another YouTuber. And the fourth one isn't really that important, as it's something that I can certainly adapt to. It's Minecraft, the game that at least my channel used to solely revolve around. Not so much these days. I do like to vary my content with other games, and I'm going to have to do more so in the future, as Minecraft itself is getting searched less and less on YouTube. Not as many people are interested in the game itself anymore. I know a lot of you guys watching this obviously still like Minecraft and still enjoy playing it, or at least watching it, but there isn't as many of you as there used to be. Now that's something that I can change. I can certainly do content or make content that doesn't involve Minecraft and involves Planet Coaster and City Skylines and the other successful series that I have, and there will be more of those kind of series in the future. Don't get me wrong, I will not be stopping Minecraft. I can't see myself ever not creating Minecraft content on the channel. It's probably going to take more of a back seat in the future though, as I will be forced into creating other content in order to keep those views up enough for me to make enough money to continue making videos. It's a vicious cycle, isn't it? But it's something that I can certainly adapt to. So I'm sure a few of you are very concerned about me just stopping YouTube after this video and never uploading a video ever again. That is not the case. In fact, you're not going to notice any difference for a number of weeks, no doubt. At least while I'm looking for a job and going to interviews and that kind of stuff, I will still be able to create just as much content as I am now. It's only when I actually get a full-time job that I just won't have the time to create 1 or 2 videos most of the time every day. They take time to make, they take time to record, they take time to edit, they take time to render, the thumbnails take time to create, it takes time to respond to comments and time to respond to questions and tweets and Facebook messages. The stuff that I enjoy the most, I'm just not going to have as much time to do once I get a job. But I won't stop creating content, I don't think. Even if I got a full-time job, even when I get a full-time job, I will still be creating content, even if it is a high percentage less than what I do currently. Now, I am not the only YouTuber in this situation. In fact, every single YouTuber on the site is being affected by the ad boycott. Every single gaming channel is still being affected by YouTube splitting themselves up into youtube.com and youtube.com/gaming. But for me and channels of my size like me, we are feeling the effects a lot more. We do not have a cushion of cash to sit on while this all blows over and the advertisers eventually come back. Nor is my channel big enough to still survive with this huge drop in revenue. I do not get millions and millions of views a month and still earn thousands of views, even though it's like 80% less. I was only just barely surviving before, and this is no longer viable for me to do full time. I am also not the only channel making a video like this. In fact, I've seen a lot of videos, especially of channels around my size, explaining a very similar situation as I did during this video, with very similar points. Some even just going as far as making their own Patreon page and asking their audience to support them financially through Patreon or GoFundMe. Now, don't get me wrong, I have nothing against Patreon, and I have nothing against GoFundMe websites and things like that. However, it's not something that I'm interested in doing, and it's not something that I would ever do. I would never ask you guys to financially support me through monthly donations. I don't even have anything as a reward. You know, sometimes on Patreon pages, it's a tiered system of $1 or $5 or $10 or $100 a month, and at $1 you might get a follow on Twitter. At $100 you might get added on Skype. At $1,000 you get to go to the cinema. ASMR with them or something like that. I don't have anything that you guys want. I have no reward that you guys would be interested in. Besides that, my audience is, you guys are mostly all under 18. You do not have a credit card or a debit card to be able to donate to your favorite content creator, so it wouldn't actually work for me in the first place. And even if it did, even if I had an audience that was all adults, I would not even think about starting up my own Patreon page, because it's not something that I personally would like to do. I would not like to burden an audience with a monthly donation in order to watch their videos. If I did want to do that, I could do that directly through YouTube. YouTube has its own paid subscription channels that I could click if I wanted to, and you'd have to pay to watch my videos. Not something that I want to do. Not something that I'm interested in. So that's about it. That's what I'm going to leave it. Hopefully I haven't concerned you guys too much. Hopefully you're not thinking that I'm just quitting now after this video. I did explain that nothing will change, at least for the next couple of weeks, while I'm looking for a job and most likely, hopefully, going to interviews in order to get jobs. Content will be exactly the same. It won't be until I get a job that you'll start to see a change in the amount of content that's coming out. But hopefully I will always be able to do at least some number of videos every week to keep you guys entertained and to keep in touch with you, because I don't want to stop doing this. It's the last thing that I want to do. I want to do this forever. If you guys enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you haven't already, then feel free to subscribe, and we shall see you in the next video. Bye!